Hello, teacher.
Hello, Chloe.
Hello.
Are you wearing those special glasses again, huh?
It protect my eyes.
Actually, where did you buy those? Maybe they are not like for you have nothing with your eyes, right?
Yes, I have no how to say the near uh uh short
Short sight.
short sight. I don't have.
What about the long sight?
No,
So your
I don't
eyes
have.
are perfectly okay. You just wear these glasses because you want to protect your eyes, and your eyes will not be, let's say, tired, right?
Yes, and because now I use a lot the electronic devices, so I want to protect.
Okay, okay, I see, I see. Where did you buy those? Like, you can buy them anywhere?
Sorry.
You can buy these glasses anywhere, or you just have to ask the shop to, like make these glasses like special for you.
They have this glass, but some shop they didn't have the normal glass.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they just have the short sight glasses.
Oh, I see, I
So
see,
you
I
need
see.
to ask.
Are these glasses expensive?
Um,
How much did you pay for them? If it's not a secret, of course.
I change to US dollar.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
For 40 US
40
cents.
US only? Oh, okay, okay. So it's not that expensive. Okay. Maybe if I wear some glasses, so I will maybe look more intelligent. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So how was your weekend? Good.
uh, Good. Stay at home.
What did you do home? I mean, well, isn't it boring to stay home the whole weekend, like Saturday, Sunday, without going out?
Mm, because it was rain outside,
Oh,
so I didn't go out.
okay. I see. I see. All right. Well, I went to the beach again, but this time I put a lot of lotion on my face and my body, so I have no sunburn like last time. So the weather is actually quite nice recently. It's not too hot. It's not cold.
It's good.
Well, and well, yeah. I mean the water, the sea is very clean. You can see fishes and all the well sea creatures. So that's actually quite nice. I really like it. But my daughter, she got bitten by jellyfish last last Saturday. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not a big one, the small one, something like my hand. And well, it was not that bad. It was painful, but well, we put some vinegar over it, and after like 2 hours, she was fine. So no problem. Well, but I, I was quite surprised because there was no sign for jellyfish. Because usually when they see a lot of jellyfish, they put like a yellow flag on the beach. And since you go to the beach and you see the yellow flag, so then you know that well, you should be aware of jellyfish. But there was nothing, just blue flag because there was a little waves. But well, it was somehow surprising for me. But maybe it was because we went too far from the shore. Because the water on that beach that we went, the water is very shallow until like, I don't know, 200-300 meters from the shore, very far. You can go very far, and the water is very shallow. And, so we went very far. And, well, maybe it was because of that. I don't know. Anyway, how about today? What did you do today?
Mm, I read the book and studied at home
Studied what?
for the English test
When is your English test?
on July.
Oh, so you still have like the whole June, so no problem. What is this English test about?
TOEIC
Oh, TOEIC.
again.
Okay, all right. So what is your aim? Or how many points you want to have? Like more than like what, 6, 7, 800?
Now I have 625,
Uh-huh.
and my target, the best one is over 700.
No, it's not that difficult, you know. It's only 75 points, so basically one question is 5 points. So if we divide 75 divided by 5, it's what? It's 15. So 15 questions better. So if you answer 15 more questions correctly, so you will reach 700. Because for the TOEIC, yeah, it's 5 points each question. And yeah, well, uh, how do you study on the test?
I focused on reading because my speed is very slow to read, to
Uh,
understand the article.
because I have a lot of, because I used to teach TOEIC, and I have a lot of materials. It was a long time ago, like 2 years or 3 years ago, but I think that I still have a lot of materials that actually maybe I can give you so you can study. I think that this is the materials that I have. Those materials are for reading comprehension section, because there are no materials on the internet for the listening and speaking. But for the reading comprehension, I think that I can give you the whole thing. And you can also buy a good book. I don't know whether you have it. It's very thick. But yeah, it's actually a very good. You have like 10 or 15 tests over there that you can practice. So yeah, I mean, well, if you want, I can prepare for the next time we see each other. I will have it in the computer. Then I think that I can send it somehow to you. But oh, I'm not the host again. Wait, I will claim the host. Claim host. Okay, so now I will be host. Um, so I think that I can send somehow through the chat here, but I'm not sure how. I will have to figure out. But yeah, if you want, I can give you a lot of materials. Yeah, so you can practice. All right. Anyway, so we have how to say it. We have very similar topic that we had last Tuesday. Last Tuesday, actually, we talked about the catastrophes. I mean, the environmental problems and well, the natural disasters and so on. And today, well, it's a very similar topic. So let me share the screen. Where is it here? This is a reading comprehension, but I need to change to this one. So basically, the name of the topic is Could an Earthquake Destroy America? Biggest earthquakes ever. So this is actually a pretty long video, but let's try to listen to it, and then um, we can move to our PowerPoint, which is about USA. I prepared something about USA. So let me just tell me when you cannot listen properly, okay?
Earthquakes occur when two blocks of rock below the Earth's surface.
Okay, so let's start.
Earthquakes occur when two blocks of rock below the Earth's surface rub against each other. Where that tension happens underground is called the hypocenter, and up above, we call that the epicenter. A little rumble could be the start of bigger things to come. They are called foreshocks. The bigger shocks that come after are called the main shocks, which might be followed by aftershocks that could come a day after or many years after. We measure the power of an earthquake from 1 to 10, judging its vibrations or magnitude on what we call a seismograph. Hundreds of small earthquakes happen every day, but thankfully the huge ones are rare. A 9.5 magnitude earthquake in Chile was the most powerful ever recorded, but scientists say a 10 is possible. Today we'll focus mostly on one country. In this episode of the Infographic Show, Biggest Earthquakes Ever, What Would It Take to Destroy the USA? Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so that you can be part of our notification squad. We will first put into perspective earthquakes in the USA when measured against quite recent earthquakes that were some of the largest in recorded history. Number 3 on the list of worst ever recorded earthquakes is one many of us us old enough to remember could never forget. The 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake, sometimes
Isn't it too fast for you? We can go to the slow. We can go, yeah, because he's talking so fast. I mean, we can go to the slow mode. I don't know what it will do, but okay, let's try this one. Wait.
called the Christmas tsunami due to when it took place and the ensuing tidal destruction. This undersea mega thrust
Do you think that this will be better, slow mode?
A little bit better.
Better. So, do you want me to run the slow mode?
Okay, slow.
Okay. So let's do the slow mode.
earthquake measured 9.1 to 9.3, creating tsunamis up to 100 feet high that quickly and devastatingly encroached coastal areas in 14 countries. 230,000 to 280,000 people were killed in all, from fishing villages on the western coast of Sri Lanka to touristy hotspots in Thailand's beach towns. Number 4 on the list of worst ever recorded earthquakes is Japan's 2011 Great East Japan earthquake. This too triggered a massive tsunami reaching up to 133 feet in height. It measured 9 to 9.1. Casualties were fewer in number than the aforementioned disaster, 15,894 deaths, much in part due to Japan's infrastructure and the fact that Japan had superior warning systems. Many of the countries hit by the Asian tsunami had no idea what was coming their way, as can be seen in videos of tourists in Thailand still hanging out on the beach as the tsunami approaches. The USA is up there as having experienced one of the worst earthquakes ever, second on the list of worst ever regarding magnitude. It was the 1964 Alaskan earthquake. It too caused great damage to structures and generated its own tsunami, but the death toll at 139 was relatively small. Some of those deaths were as far away as California and Oregon, with loss of life not according to the earthquake itself, but the resultant tsunamis. While fatalities were low, the earthquake caused wide fissures in roads and forests, destroyed many buildings, brought down bridges, and wrecked rail tracks. Had that happened in a densely populated metropolis, it could have been devastating. Well, one of the USA's most populated places are the cities and surrounding areas of Los Angeles and San Francisco. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the U.S. is destined to meet with a large earthquake in the not-too-distant future, and it could well be those areas where it happens. The worst earthquake on record in the USA did indeed happen in San Francisco in the year 1906. The 7.9 magnitude beast occurred along 300 miles of what's called the San Andreas Fault. This is a 750-mile-long tectonic boundary that separates the Pacific Plate and the North American Plate. The earthquake brought the city to ruins, collapsing structures and causing widespread fires. It's thought that about 3,000 people died, and of course many more were injured. 28,000 buildings were destroyed in total, and 250,000 San Franciscans lost their home. This was without doubt the worst Californian earthquake in terms of casualties and destruction to buildings, but it wasn't the most powerful. That was the Fort Tejon quake of 1857 that measured 7.9 in magnitude. Apparently, only one person died when his house collapsed on him. Lesser quakes in the area have had a much more devastating effect. In fact, outside of Alaska, Hawaii, South Carolina, and Idaho, all of the USA's worst earthquakes in terms of damage done have been in California. Some of them happened not that long ago. Shortly after the San Francisco disaster came the Long Beach earthquake in 1933. It only had a magnitude of 6.4 but still claimed around 120 lives as people ran from collapsing buildings. The state was criticized for not having strong enough buildings to ensure safety, and as a result, the state revised building codes. Some say it was a lucky escape since over 230 school buildings were destroyed, but as it happened close to 6 p.m., kids had already left the building. Building codes were once again revised after the 1971 San Fernando earthquake. It measured 6.7 in magnitude and caused damage to many buildings in districts of Los Angeles and beyond. It's thought that around 58 to 65 people lost their lives. 49 of them were in one building alone, the Olive View Hospital in Sylmar. One of the survivors recalled some years after the incident, there was relief when the shaking stopped, but there were still sounds of crunching and groans. The worrying thing is the hospital was actually built with earthquake resistance in mind. Following this in 1989 and 1994, California experienced 2 more earthquakes resulting in loss of life. The 1989 Loma Prieta 6.9 earthquake was the first deadly earthquake to hit San Francisco Bay since the 1906 disaster, and it took 63 lives. Most of those people succumbed to a collapsed highway in Oakland. The 94 quake hit Northridge in Southern California and measured 6.7. 60 people died, this time because their houses were structurally weak. When scientists are asked which large cities are the most likely to be hit by a big earthquake in the next 20 or 30 years, one that measures over 6.7, places in California are high on the list. The world's largest, most populated city, Tokyo, is also up there. As we write this, just recently a 7.1 magnitude earthquake hit central Mexico, causing buildings to collapse in the densely populated capital of Mexico City. The full death toll is expected to be more than the 216 that has already been reported. But the question we ask today is, what would it take to destroy entire cities in the USA, or even destroy the entire country? First of all, scientists say what we already know from this show so far, that the worst earthquakes that could hit the USA would very likely be in Alaska or in California. The scientists say one of the worst places is the Cascadia subduction zone, the coast from California all the way up to Canada. They believe a 9.0 magnitude quake is very much possible, and if one happened of this size in the coastal region, it would generate huge tsunamis that would envelop the American West Coast. The last one happened in 1700, and they believe we are due for another any time in the next 400 years. According to Live Science, even though the San Andreas Fault is seen as a more dangerous area, it is thought a quake of more than 8.0 is unlikely. Former U.S. Geological Survey scientist Jim Birkeland, who once had a book written about him called The Man Who Predicts Earthquakes, has gone on record stating that one of these regions is due for a big one soon. He has been right a few times in the past. While California has taken the headlines for a long time regarding mass destruction by earthquakes, more recent reports suggest that the Midwest could also be an accident waiting to happen. In 1811 and 1812, a quake of 7.5 magnitude occurred along the New Madrid seismic zone in New Madrid, Missouri. That was once thought to be a one-off, but now science tells us it could happen again. This could potentially wreak havoc in Missouri, Mississippi, Illinois, Indiana, Arkansas, Kentucky, and Tennessee. A large city such as New York has suffered minor earthquakes in the past, but as it doesn't sit on any major fault line, it's unlikely to experience a big quake. Its biggest ever was in 1884 and measured 5.3, and some media suggest another is on its way. In fact, according to the U.S. Geological Survey, 42 of the 50 states will likely experience a damaging earthquake in the next 50 years, but none so threatening as the one expected in the Sunshine State. Less reputable media have reported on a mega quake that could rip apart the US and kill millions, but so far science is not backing that up. According to the Smithsonian, the all-out destruction depicted in the movie San Andreas is way more fiction than fact. If something big does go down, the magazine says that even the largest of California's quakes won't be felt by anything but seismometers on the East Coast. A scientist did say, though, that when the big one comes, and it will likely unleash destruction on many levels. It's thought that roughly 2,000 people will die, and a lot of the damage will come from fires. Be prepared, said another scientist. Everyone should live every day like it could be the day of the big one, he said, because any day, even today, could be that day. So, where do you think the next big earthquake will hit? Have you ever experienced an earthquake? Let us know in the comments. Also, be sure to check out our other video called American Behaviors Considered Rude in Other Countries. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.
All right. Wow, it was quite long. But so, Chloe, have you ever experienced any earthquake?
Yes,
Yes?
there are many. earthquake in Taiwan.
But the big one?
Uh, not very big. But one time the very biggest one in Taiwan is in 19, 1999.
1999.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
What happened then?
And uh, at that time I was 4 years old.
Oh,
So
so you don't remember, right?
I just heard listen about my family said that is the terrible time, and the wrong one in one school, the running cross, the running place, the circle one,
Mm-hmm.
and because of the earthquake and the the road are go up to this one.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes.
Cool.
And that is and uh and the that special road is they maintain it
As a
to
memory.
until now. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. But if you have those little earthquakes, do you have to follow some, let's say, like a special procedures? You know, you have to stay home or go out, or you have to go somewhere.
Mm, I just stop and waiting for the for waiting until finish.
But
I
what if
didn't
the
go in.
what if the building is, you know, not stable, and what if the building can fall on you?
You mean the biggest one?
Yeah, well, any earthquake, so you never know if the building is shaking. You're not scared that well, something will happen to the building, and well, something can happen to you also.
Yes, I'm scared, but I think that is too often in Taiwan. So
Mm-hmm.
Taiwanese we didn't we don't afraid for the small earthquake.
Oh, I see, I see. All right, let me ask Weston about Hong Kong. Weston, how are you today?
I'm good today.
You have a beautiful background. So are you on the beach?
Yeah, on the beach.
Oh, okay. So how is on the beach?
Um, wet.
Okay, wait. All right, what did you do today, Weston?
Today I have to go to school, and then I eat my lunch with my friend. And
So you already went to the school, or you still have the online school?
went to the school.
So how is the school? What does it look normal?
Um, Not normal because I need to wear the mask for 4 hours.
Okay, and what about classrooms? Because, for example, here in Thailand, they are preparing for opening schools, and all the tables, they have like a protective screens around them. And well, if you come to the classroom, it looks like in the science lab. So what about your classrooms, Weston?
Each desk have, have 1 meter distance.
Okay, so no protective screens, but you have to keep the distance, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So Weston, we are talking about the earthquakes. Have you ever experienced any earthquake?
Um, yeah, but
Where? In Hong Kong?
in Hong Kong
So
earthquake, but
so
it's
how was it?
very minor earthquake.
Very minor. So nothing was shaking.
Most of the earthquake you cannot feel it.
Oh, but you have it in Hong Kong, right?
I have it, but it is seldom that you can feel it.
Okay, I see, I see. All right, so since we are talking about natural disasters, so what else do you have there, Western, in Hong Kong, except earthquakes? What other natural disaster usually hit Hong Kong?
Typhoon.
Typhoon. So what do you need to do if the Hong Kong is hit by typhoon? You just have to stay home, or well, you just have to go and take some shelter somewhere?
Stay home, and outside
And
is the sea.
what?
Outside is the sea.
So, oh, okay. Now it's, what is it? Oh, now repeat
Outside
again.
is sea. So when there is a typhoon, then
Mm-hmm.
here is always always have a serious disaster.
So when was the last typhoon you experienced?
Last year,
Mm-hmm. Last year. And what happened there?
the typhoon always big one.
Yeah, but what happened? Like a big wind and a lot of rain, or big waves, or the buildings or cars flying, or what?
The rain always blow to the window, and the window can, when there is a typhoon, you can hear the window have a strong sound that
Oh,
it was hit by rain.
okay, all right. I see, I see. Okay, good. Chloe, what about Taiwan? What else do you have there except earthquakes?
We also have typhoon
And
every year.
every year. And what do you do if you have a typhoon? Just stay home and that's it? Lock all the windows, doors, and
And after typhoon, and many tree are lay lie
down.
down
Okay. Yeah.
on the road, and many the there are many things on the road, and it's difficult to drive car.
Oh, I see. So they have to clean it up first, and then well, you can just go outside and you can just enjoy the normal life, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right, good. So, well, I have one thing that actually will be quite useful for you, Chloe. I have this. So this is a reading comprehension. So let's try, okay? Because this is something that is connected with tonight's topic. We are talking about the weather and natural disasters, and this is from the life science ecosystems. So we will read this quickly, and then we have some questions over here, and we will see how you can actually do the questions. So we will read paragraph by paragraph. Chloe, can you read the first paragraph? We will try to read it quickly, and then we will try to answer the questions. So Weston, you prepare yourself also. So Chloe, let's start.
An ecosystem is all the things that interact in a specific area, whether they are living or non-living. Some examples of non-living things that support life in an ecosystem are light, air, soil, and water. Living things are the plants and animals called organisms that use those resources.
Weston, let's continue. Age.
Each of the specific ecosystems in the world has its own conditions created by the non-living things. These conditions determine what kind of living things will be able to thrive there.
Mhm.
Organisms can only thrive there where their needs are being met. Everything is an organism's environment have. has an effect on it. One ecosystem that allows many different kinds of organisms to thrive is a temperature zone. It is an area where the conditions never become too hot or too cold.
So Chloe, let's continue.
All the living things in an ecosystem are called an community. All of one specific kind of organism living in a community is called a population. All the tree frogs in a rainforest community are one population within the community. All the white birch trees are another population within the same community. All the jaguars are yet another rainforest community population.
Weston, let's finish.
Okay. All living organisms perform certain life processes. They take in nutrients like air, sunlight, water, and food. They use energy from those nutrients to grow and develop. They release energy by doing work and moving. They release waste products. They react to things in the environment. They reproduce, producing offspring or babies that are similar to themselves.
All right, good. So this is a reading. So let's imagine that this is a TOEIC reading. So question here, Chloe, what is one example of a non-living thing in an ecosystem? It's in the paragraph.
Non-living, the air and light and water and soil.
Okay, good, good. See, where did you find it?
In first paragraph and line 4.
All right, let's check. So light, air, water, and soil. See in the red over here. Good. Okay. All right. See, you would have 5 points for this one. Weston, what are 3 of the life processes that living organism do? Chloe, you can do it also. You can check whether he did it correctly. So what are 3 of the life processes that living organisms do?
They take in nutrients like air, sunlight, water, and food. They use energy from those nutrients to grow and develop. They release energy by doing work and moving.
All right, where did you find it?
I find it in last paragraph.
Yes, all right. It was
in. So remember.
Yeah. So it was in the last paragraph. So all living organisms perform certain life processes. Basically, you know, Chloe, I can give you one tip here for the TOEIC. All the questions are made from the first sentence of each paragraph. So the first sentence we call a topic sentence. The topic sentence will indicate what will you read in that specific paragraph. So so for example, the question number 1, what is one example of non-living thing in an ecosystem? Let's look at the first paragraph. An ecosystem is all the things that interact in a specific area where they are living or non-living. Okay, so you see the word non-living, so you know that in this paragraph you will find the answer. The second question was, what are 3 of the life processes that living organisms do? So you go to the last paragraph and you can see the topic sentence over here. All living organisms perform certain life processes. So you know that you will find the answer in this paragraph. So basically this will save you some time. So if you have a question, check the first sentence, don't read everything. Because if you read everything, you will just spend too much time. Each paragraph must start with the topic sentence. If the paragraph will start with the topic sentence, you can match this topic sentence with the question. If you find a match, you will know that this paragraph is about what you need to find, and then you just read that paragraph. So question number 3, what does population means in community? So what is the keyword? The keyword over here is population and community. Okay, so well, let's find the
Third
word.
one.
Yeah, the third one. So let's find the answer in the third one.
All the living things called community, and one specific kind of organism living in a community is called a population.
That's it. See, you have the answer. So what does population mean in community? Well, one specific kind of organism, in the community, it's called a population. So you have the answer on the third question. So see, you find a keyword in the topic sentence of the paragraph, then you know that you will find the answer over there. So Weston, what does an organism thrive?
When they free.
Yeah, you find what is the keyword there? Thrive. So you have to find the word thrive somewhere, and then you will find the answer.
People. They only thrive where their needs are being met.
Yes, that's it. So where is it? Where did you find it?
I find it in second paragraph.
Yes.
Each paragraph start to have thrive this word.
Yes. So these conditions determine what kinds of living thing will be able to thrive there or thrive there. So the organism can only thrive where their needs are being met. So it's in the second paragraph. Okay. So Chloe, why does a temperate zone support many varieties of organisms? So again, what is the key word over there? Temperate zone. So where is the temperate zone? Let's just check the word temperate zone, and then you will find the answer.
In the middle, second paragraph, and one ecosystem that allows many different kinds of organisms to thrive is a temperate zone.
Yes, it is an area where the conditions never become too hot or too cold. So see, if you do the TOEIC, so you find you will have paragraphs like this. So try to match the question with the topic sentence, the first sentence in the paragraph. If there is no match, find a keyword like community, thrive, temperate zone, and find it quickly in the whole text, and then you will find the answer. Because if you just read everything first slowly and try to understand, you will spend too much time. First, you read the question, then you read the paragraph, the text. So that's my advice. So you read the question number 1, what is one example of non-living thing in ecosystem? Then you really just go first sentence, first paragraph, first sentence, second paragraph, first sentence, the third paragraph, first sentence, the last paragraph. If you cannot find it in the first sentence, then you start to look for the word non-living. Where is non-living? Oh, non-living is in the first paragraph. So then you have to focus on the first paragraph. You don't need to read the rest. You just write an answer. You go to the second question. What are the 3 of the life processes? Okay, where are the life process here in the last paragraph. So you don't need to read the first, second, third again. You just find the life process in the fourth paragraph, you just focus on the fourth paragraph and you will find the answer there. What does the population means in the community? Population, community. Where is the population? Community. Oh, in the third paragraph. So you will focus on the third paragraph. In this case, you will really save a lot of time on the
So
toilet.
before look the article, before
Go to
that,
questions.
go to question at the
Yes.
first. Oh.
Yes. Go to the questions first and then go back to the article, because you sometimes, you know, question is like one question for a really big paragraph. So you don't want to waste time reading all the paragraph on the test. You see the question and then you know what is the key word in that question. Okay, and then if you read the paragraph, then if you find that keyword, you stop. That's the answer there. You don't need to read the rest of the paragraph. It's not necessary. So always read the questions first. And also, I can give you another tip. Well, we're almost done, but I can give you another tip for the listening. When there are dialogues, don't listen to the dialogue without looking to the questions. You know, the question, if there is a dialogue or some reading, okay, you know how it works in TOEIC. So you listen, but you have your eyes on the questions and you make notes. So basically, the questions are always set from the beginning to the end of the dialogue. They are never mixed. So the first question will be somewhere at the beginning of the dialogue, and then if you hear the answer on the first question, then you focus on the second question, and you will hear the answer on the second question after you hear the answer on the first question. So like this. So when you have those long talks, you have to have the questions in front of you. You have those questions there. So you have to have all those questions in front of you. And while they are talking, so you try to circle what you hear at the beginning, then move to the second one, because they will not come back to the first one. So it's always like step by step. The questions, like questions number 1 to 5, will be for this dialogue. So when the dialogue starts, right at the beginning, there is somewhere answer on the first question. So you do the check mark. Then you move to the second question, third question, fourth question, and fifth question. It's not good way that you listen first and then you go to the questions. You will not remember that. Yeah, that's another tip that actually I can give you. Anyway, so basically this was everything for tonight. Well, time is up. Well, what's your plan for tomorrow, Chloe?
I think I also study.
Oh, you studying on for the TOEIC, okay? Try the system that I just told you. Try the system. You will see that you will find it easier when you do this reading comprehension, especially. Okay, all right, no problem. So we are here to help anyway. So Weston, what about you? You go to school tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, I think that you are so happy about that.
Mm.
Are you?
Yeah.
Really?
I need to wear the mask for long.
Yeah, buy an expensive mask with the filter. Some, you know, it will be better maybe.
They give a reusable mask.
Oh, so they give you masks, so you have to wear what they give you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I see, I see. All right, anyway, so thank you guys. Have a great evening, and I'll see you on Thursday, okay?
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye,
Good night.
guys. Yes,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye. Yes, bye-bye.